Norwalk, Ohio, and we got the Summit car looking great. I always love red, white, and blue. It is about 91 degrees. They said it feels like 100 something, 100, and the track's I think 140 is what I heard earlier. First run we get to today. Be back tonight. We are back from the first run on Friday. Like I said, it's hot as it can be. We ended up number 4, so not bad at all. We'll try it again tonight. All right, in the lanes. Last run for the day, Friday. Look at the sky, it's beautiful.
Seeing that in these conditions,
nothing better than a beautiful sky and a badass race car. Here we go. Okay, y'all, this Saturday morning, I did not do a wrap-up last night. We had a storm come in right when they did finish the session, but we ran back to buckle everything down. We ended up ninth. We got 2 shots at it today. It's been some rain this morning, but the sun is coming out. We'll definitely get it in, and it's probably going to be just as hot as it was yesterday. The highlights I got from yesterday is Tony Stewart, both sessions had boomers, and I'm going to show them right now.
First time out. Oh, massive fireball for Tony Stewart. Oh my goodness. What a massive explosion. And you can see the hatch go up.
Quicker runs, and also, like you said, the fireworks.
Please tell me we have this camera shot of the entire run for Tony Stewart. Check out the Tony Stewart Nitro direct connection machine. You can see right into the cockpit of that race car. Tony Stewart, butterflies, wide open. This is a race-winning car. This is the points leader. Cylinders out, boom. You can see the deceleration. Rapid unplanned disassembly. What a fireball. And Tony has been through many things in his driving career, some wild crashes, has flown through the air at Daytona. That is something that is definitely new in the world of NHRA drag racing, and that's why he chooses to run one of the capsule cars.
Show Tony how to do it.
Here we go, Tony Stewart, another explosion for Tony Stewart. 375.5, 327 to grow. Let's check out the Play NHRA instant replay. Tell me what you see, Ida.
Obviously, so far so good. Just like when we looked at the car in the last run, when it had this big pops. Let's see what we can see an indication of. He's trucking on well down here. So far, all pipes lit. Those blades completely open.
8th mile. Boom.
Yeah, that didn't give an indication. Not from what we can see from over here. Obviously, sometimes when we see that too, you see the blower being loose here, and then when you see the fire.
All right, y'all, this is first run Saturday. It's hot. Not as hot as it was yesterday, though, so hoping for a better number. Saturday. We ended up 10th, and we will have Dan Mercier in the morning, and I'm going to show the ladder and the Too Fast, Too Tasty finals. It was Tony Stewart and Sean Langdon.
So is his teammate Sean Langdon. And Stewart will move around Langdon and into second and can close the gap on Doug with a win here. The final Division Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. Tony smokes the tires, and Doug Coletta's in. 395 and a 3, 294 miles per hour. Doug Coletta wins his 4th Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge.
All right, y'all, you just never know where I'm going to be in the car. Okay, here we go. Justin Ashley against Scott Farley. Spencer Massey versus Josh Hart. Brittany Forrest against Lex June. Sean Langdon against Doug Foley. Antron Brown against Doug Coletta. Dan Mercier against my brother, Clay Milligan. Tony Stewart versus Kyle Wurtzel. And Steve Torrance versus Sean Reed. Funny car is going to be Daniel Wilkerson versus Austin Prock.
One foul, the difference on the starting line, and Dan Wilkerson's going back-to-back a 415, 305 miles per hour. That Skag Power Equipment team.
All right, here we go with the ladder. Number 1 qualifier, Cruz Petragon. He's going to have Buddy Hull. Daniel Wilkerson against Spencer Hyde. Jack Beckman versus Chad Green. Matt Hagan versus J.R. Todd. Austin Prock versus Creasy Jr. Hunter Green versus Bob Tasker III. Ryan Capps versus Paul Lee. Alexis DeJoria versus Dave Richards, who had a big blow up, and I'll show that now. It was during qualifying today.
Oil pump issue. They thought it was a fitting. They fixed after Q1. It was not fixed. They've replaced the fuel pump, or the oil pump. Oh, and a big flash, and Dave Richards just blew the body apart on that Bluebird turf machine. That is not repairable. Dave is flying blind right now. Look at him trying to get that car stopped. Got down there, spun the tires, and then grenaded what was a new motor. Fire bottles off on Dave Richards' machine. And, well, I'm not on the safety safari, and I'm not an expert, but Dave Richards is out of the car, but you can see frustrated. Look at all the cold foam on his shoe.
I know we've got the isolated view here.
This is going to be expensive.
She was
You ever
going
wonder what
good.
it looks like when cubic dollars get lit on fire, Courtney? Because we're about to show you. Courtesy of Dave Richards and the Bluebird turf machine. It's on a good run. It spins the tires. Boy, he is legging it with cylinders out on each side. That's a long time to be spinning the tires in the throttle. And kaboom. There is a 0% chance that body will be on the race car the next time we see it.
Absolutely split.
Or on any race car probably ever again.
All right, so in Pro Stock, they had their call-out race, and they based that off of qualifying from last season. They keep up with bonus points, and so that's strictly off qualifying. They have their own little separate, and they do call-out for extra bonus cash. So Greg Anderson had the number 1 call, and he called out Erica Enders. Now, you know they had the big brouhaha, as WF Joe called it, between Elite and KBM, which that's nothing new. That's always been a rivalry there, so that's a good one. Then it was Dallas Glenn. He called out Troy Coughlin Jr., Battle of the Young Guns. Matt Hartford called out Eric Latino, and then that left Aaron Stanfield against Jed Coughlin Jr. So in the semis, Matt Hartford took out Dallas Glenn, and Greg Anderson took out Jed Coughlin Jr. So Greg against Matt Hartford right now.
Hartford left first. Greg's car's moving around. Does Matt have enough race car? You bet he does. Matt Hartford wins the Getrix Pro Stock Callout. 660 with a 9, 207 miles per hour. And Matt Hartford's going to keep Steve Bryson's money in the family.
All right, so Greg got the number 1 qualifying spot. He didn't win that little race, but he did get that part. He's going to go up against Reese, Aaron Stanfield against Erica Enders, Greg Stanfield against Mason McGahey, Corey Reed against Troy Coughlin Jr., Dallas Glenn versus Smellin. I'm not sure if I know who that is. Cody Coughlin versus Jed Coughlin, that's uncle and nephew. Matt Harper versus Chris McGahey. Eric Latino versus Derek Kramer. Pro Stock Motorcycle is going to be Angie Smith versus Gage Herrera for the Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge.
know, it feels like that's pretty slanted towards Angie. Let's just throw that out there. Final round, ready to go. Angie turned it red.
She will be disappointed with that one.
683. Wow, Gage Herrera goes 683 with a 1 at 198 miles per hour. Low ET of the session. Gage puts 200s on the field here in Q4. He puts 400s on anybody else. Angie's 687 with a 2 is going to be good enough for bonus points. Gage gets 3, Gadsden gets 2, Angie gets 1. For Gage Herrera, his third Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge.
All right, congrats to Gage. Again, Matt Smith takes the bye for the number 1 qualifier due to how many bikes they had. Gianna Evaristo will go against Steve Johnson. Angie will go against Chad Bostic. Richard Gadsden will go against Chase Van Sant. Gage Herrera against Daniels. John Hall against Wells. And Tornow versus Ingersoll. All right, y'all. We are wrapped up on Friday, Saturday. Appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing. I'll do a recap tomorrow evening, but give me some grace because I got to get on an airplane. I don't know how all that timing will work, so please come back and check on me. Leave me a comment on this. I appreciate you guys hanging out on the live feed. I'll be live on Sunday, also from the pit, so come say hi. See you tomorrow. Bye.
In the middle of the run, obviously it didn't like it, it didn't make it, but that's what qualifying is for after you're in the field. When you're not in the field, you got to do what you think will get your car down the racetrack to make sure you qualify. Norwalk's always such a fun racetrack to come to, but it is a challenge this time of year. No different than any other racetrack this time of year. When it's hot like this, it makes it difficult. So a way to think about that is when you walk outside in the morning, if it feels good to you when you take a big old breath, race cars the same way. When it's hot and you don't feel good, the race car don't feel good either. The track is not as good when it's hot. All the oils and everything, all the impurities kind of come to the surface of the racetrack and make it slick. But you've got to figure out the challenge of making the car go. And I think, we'll be in good shape for that. Hopefully this next qualifying run. Been a crazy couple weeks weather-wise. We were in Richmond, Virginia last week. That run we just made, the track temp was 120 degrees. Last week in Richmond, the track temp got up to 147. So as hot as it is here now and feels hot, it was worse last week. So I was telling my sisters when I was hopped in the tow vehicle down there, it's better than last week, but I'm still sweating. That's just part of it. It's this time of year. But the place here is always awesome. The Bader family that owns this facility does a wonderful job. And it's hard to gripe about the ice cream. This place is known for the ice cream and you gotta love it.